Hi guys, welcome back to my channel MI Tutorial. In this particular video, I am going to teach you in detail about data validation. So data validation, if you go to the data tab and click on data validation here, so you get this particular dialog box. So there are different drop downs here that are available for you to select. For example, there is something called as whole number. So when you click on this, you get an option between here. So it says between, not between, equal to, not equal to. So I'll give you an example of between how this can be used. For example, I'll say my minimum value will be 5 and my maximum is going to be 100, and I'm going to click on OK. So the data validation is applied to this particular cell over here. So if I enter any value here, basically it will first validate if it is matching with the data that we just entered. If not, it will throw us an error. For example, we just entered values from 5 to 100. If I enter 1 over here, it is going to throw me an error saying that this value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. Okay. The same thing, if I enter 5 here, it is going to take that as an input. If I key in 5.5, it is not going to take because we selected whole number as in the drop down over here. Likewise, if you have decimal here and there are multiple options for you to select, for example, greater than, I am going to select 5. So if I key in, let us say 4.5, it is going to throw me an error, but if I key in, let us say 5.5, that is going to accept because that is what we have selected here in the data validation. Alright, let us move on to the next option that is available here. There is something called as list here. So this is basically like a drop down which is available. So something that you see here, this is like the list which has been created using the data validation. So only select values which are available here in this particular drop down. For example, there are two ways where how you can define the list. One is, let us say if you want to have S and no as a drop down, I am going to just type in S comma no, that will take that as an input and that will give you, I am sorry, that is a comma, sorry, yes comma no. I am going to click on OK. So you get this drop down as yes and no. So this is one way of having your drop down, and you can enter as many values as you want. Let us say maybe not required. I am just giving you an example here of how this needs to be filled in. So you can see the drop downs have been populated here and you cannot enter anything else other than these 4 values over here. Now let us say you have a lot of values. For example, like I have in this particular example here, I am going to delete this and I am going to select the range of cells over here and I am going to click on OK, and now in the drop down I will get all of these values which are available here in this particular drop down. And you also have data validations for date, time, text length, and you also have custom here in a drop down wherein you can enter a formula. For example, there is another video which I have done which will basically talk about the dependent data validation. When I say dependent data validation, let us say you have selected vegetables here, sorry, let us say you have selected vegetables here and you want to have a drop down here, and this in this particular drop down you only want to see which are the vegetables that are available. Or if you select, let us say, fruits, if you selected fruits here and you have a drop down here, you will only get to see the list of fruits that are available here. I have explained this in a detailed another video which is there available on my channel, and also linked to that video in the description of this particular video. So so this is all about data validation, and you can also have ignore blank and in cell drop down as an option, and you can also give a input message saying that hey, this is test. I am going to click on OK. So this is going to have an input message over here, and let us say if you want to have a custom error alert, you can do that as well, and you can type in anything that you want here, and that will appear here whenever you make a mistake. For example, let's say if I manually type in and say something, it says, hey, that's a mistake. And you can also change this message over here. If you go to the text alert and type in another message over here, and also change the symbols here, whether it's a warning or whether it's an information or whether it's a hard stop error message. All right. So I hope this video has helped you and you have learned something new about data validation today. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such tutorials.